Cross Summit's English course for pre-intermediate learners. Today we're going to listen to a conversation between two people who meet for the first time at a party. Their names are Ben and Stephen. Let's listen.
Hi, you must be Sam's cousin Stephen, right? From Thailand?
Correct. I just got in this morning.
I'm Ben, Sam's roommate from school. Glad to meet you. I can assure you that I'm nothing like what Sam has told you.
I'm happy to meet you too. And yes, I have heard a lot about you. Soccer player and party animal extraordinaire.
Soccer, yes. And as a matter of fact, I do like to party. But tell me more about yourself and what you do in Thailand.
Well, I'm more of a scuba diver than a soccer player. You know, Thailand has a beautiful coast, and we can go scuba diving during the day and then party on the beach at night.
That sounds awesome. How long will you be staying here?
Well, I'll be here for a couple of weeks. Sam has promised me a nonstop schedule, a kind of mix between sightseeing, meeting his friends, checking out some hot spots, and the local scene, and, hopefully, some fishing at the lake for a couple of days.
Sam's a good guy, and you can be sure he knows the local scene. He knows almost everybody here. I'm sure he'll show you a great time. And I'm here to help if you want to party.
Thanks so much. I really would like that. I'm a bit jet-lagged now, but I should be in good shape by tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sam has in store for me.
Don't worry, we'll take care of you. And don't be surprised if we show up on your doorstep in Thailand one day, ready for a beach party.
Just saying I'm and then saying your name is one way to introduce yourself. For example, I'm John. Or you can say your last name as well. I'm John Cook. You can also say, my name's John Cook. To introduce someone other than yourself, you can say, this is my wife, Susan. Or when introducing a group, you say, and this is Susan, Adam, and Linda. To introduce more than one person and also tell how you know them, say, this is Susan, my wife, my son Adam, and my daughter Linda. Here's another example. These are my friends, Kate and Bill, and this is Frank, my coworker. Or, I want you to meet my friends, Kate and Bill. When you have been introduced to someone, usually we say, I'm glad to meet you. I'm happy to meet you. Or, it's nice to meet you. You can respond with, I'm happy to meet you. Or, I'm happy to meet you too. Right is an informal way to ask for confirmation of what you have just said is true. For example, this train goes to Bangkok, right? And if you agree, then you answer with, that's right. You're from London, right? That's right, I am. You can also say correct instead of that's right. You're Danny, aren't you? Correct. If you want to tell the person asking you that is not correct, you can politely say, no, that's not right. No, that's not correct. No, I'm not Danny, I'm John. Or, no, she isn't from London, she's from Bangkok. You can also sarcastically indicate that something is not correct, saying, yeah, right. For example, George, I heard you just got married. Yeah, right. Where did you hear that baloney? The expression, as a matter of fact, has many meanings. It can be used to confirm of what was previously said. It can go before the main clause or after the verb. For example, before the main clause. I heard you were looking for a job. As a matter of fact, I am. And after the verb. Your friend is very attractive. Is she single? She is, as a matter of fact. The word actually can express the same meaning, but it can only be placed after the verb. I heard you were looking for a job. I am, actually. We use the word just to indicate that something happened only a short time before. It is usually used with the past tense or with the present perfect tense. For example, for past tense, I just arrived. Present perfect tense, I have just arrived. Past tense, she just finished her homework. And present perfect tense, she has just finished her homework. To get in means to arrive and is usually used in the past tense. What time did you get in? I got in late last night. To get in can also mean to be accepted by a school, college, or university. She applied to Thammasat University and she really hopes to get in. The expression to get there is another way to say arrive, similar to get in, but it refers to a time in the future. For example, I hope we get there on time. She will get there by 10. I can assure you that, or you can be sure that, are common ways of saying that you believe something to be true or hoping to win someone over. For example, I can assure you that I will do my best. You can be sure that the students will be late for class. Another way to express that you believe something is true, you can say, I promise you that. For example, I promise you that we won't leave until the work is done. The expression party animal is informal and used to describe someone who spends a lot of time with friends or acquaintances for entertainment. It can be either at home or in public places. My cousin Shane is a real party animal. He goes out every night of the week. Extraordinaire is a word borrowed from French. It means someone or something is outstanding or remarkable in a particular capacity. It is used to overstate the meaning of the previous word in the sentence. For example, Bear Grylls is a survivalist extraordinaire and is no stranger living in the wild. The question, what do you do? Ask what your job or occupation is. When you answer with a form of to be, you give a general job title. For example, what do you do? I'm a teacher. Or, what does he do? He's a student. Remember, when referring to only one person, the article a or an is always used, but when referring to many people, we don't say the article. For example, what does she do? She's a nurse. And if it's more than one, what do they do? They're doctors. When the answer refers to someone who has a special title or position, we use the instead of a or an. For example, what does he do? He's the CEO of ABC Enterprises. When you answer with a verb or the action related to your work, you give more specific information about where you work. For example, what do you do? I work for an international company. What does he do? He drives a bus. What do? They teach at Satit Prasanmeet Demonstration School. When a specific time or place is included in the question, the answer usually refers to how people spend their time, and not just what job you do. For example, what do you do on weekends? I usually spend time with my family, and sometimes we hang out at the mall. What do you do at the mall? We shop, eat at a restaurant, and sometimes watch a movie. When someone says, "Tell me about yourself," it's just a polite way to let someone know that you are interested in knowing more about him or her. It is better than asking direct questions which might sound too forward or impolite. Here's an example. Tell me about yourself. Well, I'm 35, I have a degree in education, and I've been working at Satit Prasamid Demonstration School for nearly 2 years. My parents are both teachers, and I don't have a sister, but I have a younger brother, and he lives in Chiang Mai, where I was born. I love soccer, and I like listening to pop music. Or you can just give a short answer. Tell me about yourself. Well, I'm from a small town, and I came to Bangkok to work. A non-stop schedule describes someone that has a lot of work or a busy lifestyle. Here's how you can use it. I don't have time to see you this week with my non-stop schedule. Another way to say that you are very busy, you can use the expression around the clock or 24/7, which means 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Here are a few examples. I've been teaching around the clock. Or, he's been teaching 24/7, so he hardly ever sees his family. Calling someone a good guy is usually used for men, but occasionally it can be used for the opposite sex. For example, if you are looking for a good teacher, go see John. He's a good guy and he will probably give you a good rate. For women, it's better to use the phrase understanding, helpful, or generous. For example, if you are looking for a new job, call Susan. She's very understanding and will give you good advice. The local scene refers to either the culture or entertainment offered in a particular area. Here's an example. I'm moving to Bangkok next week. What's the local scene like there? Oh, it's great. Here are a lot of things to do at night and on weekends. Showing someone a good time means to make sure he or she is entertained. For example, if you come visit us next week, we'll show you a good time. Being in good shape means to be doing well financially or situationally. For example, my sister's husband has a good job, so they're in good shape financially. Being in good shape can also mean you are physically fit. For example, she exercises every day to stay in shape. The expression "looking forward to something" shows that you are very happy about a future event. For example, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. You can also say, I can't wait to see you on Sunday. The expression "to have in store for" shows an unknown situation, possibly good or bad, that someone presents to someone else. For example, well, it's my birthday soon, but I have no idea what my family will have in store for me. Showing up on someone's doorstep means to visit someone without notice. Perhaps just to visit or possibly even stay a couple of nights. For example, I was just getting ready to go out when my friend showed up on my doorstep. You can also say drop in or drop by, but this is only used for short visits. For example, we were in the neighborhood, so we decided to drop in to see you. Or, please drop by next time you're in Bangkok.
It's time for pronunciation tips. Let's look at the phrase as a matter of fact and try to improve our pronunciation. When native English speakers speak quietly, they will often use connected speech. This means the final sound of a word is connected with the beginning of the following word. So rather than saying as a matter of fact, a native English speaker will say as a matter of fact. You can see how some words connect smoothly, like as and a, or of and fact. Because the word as ends with a consonant and followed by a vowel, we can connect it as a CV rule. So, as a becomes asa. The next link is of and fact. The final sound of the first syllable is the same as the first sound of the second syllable. In this case, we apply the CC rule, where we take out the first consonant, F. So, when emphasizing, we say each syllable of fact. With connected speech, we say o fact. Now let's practice as a matter of fact. Repeat after me. As a matter of fact. One more time. As a matter of fact. Now let's try using as a matter of fact in a sentence. Repeat after me. As a matter of fact, I do like parties. Again. As a matter of fact, I do like parties. One last time. As a matter of fact, I do like parties. Great job. Keep practicing and try to use connected speech whenever you can.
We use the present perfect tense in many different ways. One way we use it is to talk about an action that happened already at some time in the past. The specific time is not mentioned. It can also mean that something happened once, several times, or continuously. Present perfect is formed in this way. Subject plus auxiliary verb, has or have, plus the past participle of the verb or verb 3. In the conversation, Ben says to Jerry, "I'm nothing like what Sam has told you." Can you see the present perfect in the sentence? Here it is. Sam has told means that Sam already told Jerry about Ben. It may have been once or several times. Stephen then replies, "Yes, I have heard a lot about you." Can you see the present perfect here? Here it is. I have heard means that Stephen already heard something about Ben at some time. We don't know when or how many times. Finally, Stephen says, "Sam has promised me a non-stop schedule." Can you see the present perfect here? Here it is. Sam has promised means at one or more times in the past, Sam promised Steve.
Hi, you must be Sam's cousin Stephen, right? From Thailand?
Correct. I just got in this morning.
I'm Ben, Sam's roommate from school. Glad to meet you. I can assure you that I'm nothing like what Sam has told you.
I'm happy to meet you too. And yes, I have heard a lot about you. Soccer player and party animal extraordinaire.
Soccer, yes, and as a matter of fact, I do like to party. But tell me more about yourself and what you do in Thailand.
Well, I'm more of a scuba diver than a soccer player. You know, Thailand has a beautiful coast, and we can go scuba diving during the day and then party on the beach at night.
That sounds awesome. How long will you be staying here?
Well, I'll be here for a couple of weeks. Sam has promised me a nonstop schedule, a kind of mix between sightseeing, meeting his friends, checking out some hot spots, and the local scene, and, hopefully, some fishing at the lake for a couple of days.
Sam's a good guy, and you can be sure he knows the local scene. He knows almost everybody here. I'm sure he'll show you a great time. And I'm here to help if you want to party.
Thanks so much. I really would like that. I'm a bit jet-lagged now, but I should be in good shape by tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sam has in store for me.
Don't worry. We'll take care of you. And don't be surprised if we show up on your doorstep in Thailand one day, ready for a beach party.
In today's lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves to others. You learned key phrases such as glad to meet you, tell me more about yourself, and as a matter of fact. You are now prepared to introduce yourself to any new people you may meet. We also learned pronunciation tips and how to use connected speech like a native English speaker. You learned that if a word ends with a consonant and is followed by a vowel, the sounds are connected, as an A becomes asa. Keep practicing your pronunciation, and we will see you again next time.